Hey, welcome back everybody. This is John, JT's Demo and Dirt Work. I thought I'd visit a little bit over this video, just doing some basic, moving some stones and some dirt around. Smoking a pipe under the tree here, relaxing for a minute at lunch. So maybe you've asked yourself, do I want to buy a skid steer? And I'd say, well, it depends on what you want to do. What kind of room do you have to place this machine that you're looking at buying? You know, what do you have to tow it with? What are your limitations locally? Is this something where, you know, you're in town, or you're out where you got larger spots of land? You know, the real big key again is, what are you trying to do with it? We're gonna rent it out? You gonna operate it yourself? Are you set up for that? Are you gonna hire employees? How big of jobs are you doing? How heavy will your loads be? If you're putting anything into dumpsters or, you know, trucks or whatever, trailers, how high will you need to lift? It's one I didn't realize when I bought this unit. Sure would be nice to have another foot or so on the boom. So anyway, what I got here, and I'm always shooting, is this Bobcat MT100. You know, legally, if you want to call it that, according to the rules, it's good for about 1,000 pounds. You know, in the bucket or on the forks out there, whatever your attachment is. Now, I'm a little lighter than the average driver, so I got to be careful with that. I've got some ideas on how to add some more counterweights to get a little bit more out of it, but you got to be careful. You don't want to tump over. But I'd say it's the biggest thing. When I got this, I'm residential. I'm in town, and most of my work is in or near town. And I'm doing small projects. And originally, I bought this to rent it out. Well, I couldn't find insurance really for a one piece of equipment. I guess if I had 10 or 15, they're more, you know, helpful for that. But anyway, I'd say if you're wanting to rent out something, look to make sure you can get insurance first. Are you going to want to rent attachments to this device? Because on this Bobcat, it doesn't have a standard interface on it, and then you can choose that when you buy it. Do you want a Bobtach, or you want standard interface? And even with that, with it being a Mini, your options may be limited at your Minuteman or Sun Rental or United or whoever that you're looking to rent attachments from. So keep that in mind. I thought I'd have more of another thing you learn as you go. I thought I'd have more attachments available. So, you know, I'm pretty much working with, I got pallet forks and a standard bucket, and I bought this Hydra bucket you see here. Now in this video, I don't think I actually run the Hydra bucket, but basically it mixes a Harley rake with your bucket. Makes it easy to smooth things out and break the dirt up or the gravel up, kind of fluff it before you're either smoothing or you're scooping out. Makes life a little easier. Dirt's pretty hard around here. So, should I buy one, and what should I buy? You know, if you're wanting to work with plumbers and electric and doing like trenches and things like that, this not be ideal. I say that. You can get a trencher with it, but you would be better off to consider getting a small excavator, because then you could do a lot more than just the trenching. And that trencher, I think, runs about $3,000 to $9,000 depending on the brand. You know, but again, just kind of looking at your space. You know, do you want tracks? Do you want wheels on it? They both have their advantages. You know, do you have a trailer you can put this thing on? What's your max towing capacity? I mean, this unit weighs about 3,500 pounds, and then plus the trailer. I kind of set it up where I could buy two of these. I can only tow about 10,000 pounds, so I could put two of these or one of these in a mini excavator on the same trailer, and I'd be loaded out for my rig, staying within, you know, what you're supposed to do on your trailer and your tires. So I would say, you know, if you're considering one of these, it's been a great buy. You know, and depending on what you want to do with it, they can be great. If you just want to move some dirt, you know, move some bigger hay bales or something, as long as it's within limit. Now, I've seen some people using it for lumber and other things. I've used it for a lot of other things, moving stones, breaking stuff, pulling up trees and stumps. You know, but would I say this has been a good buy? Yeah. I'd like to keep mine more busy you know, like anybody trying to operate a business. So I would say for me, the unit's been great. My ability to figure out deal flow could be better. Probably everybody'd say that about this time of year. Here you see, sometimes you got to get off of it, and that's just how life is. But anyway, if you're looking at a Bobcat MT100, you have some questions on it, something similar, put it in the comments. I'm going to do some more of these videos. I'm trying to put out some different stuff every day. I've been operating this for about a year and a half, so I got about 150, 60 hours behind the wheel, if you want to call it that. And, you know, it's been a very helpful. It's allowed me to do a lot of different things that I hadn't really planned. It's kind of funny. I haven't done hardly anything I'd planned on doing with it, but I've done lots of things with it. So anyway, I wish y'all a great day. I hope this answers some questions, or at least just begs the thought of really consider, what do you have room for? Bear with me. What do you have equipment to move it with, as far as like where can you park your trailer? How much weight can your truck tow? I use a van, which kind of limits me because I use it for other things. You know, and where are you trying to use it? You know, if you're out in the country somewhere where you got a lot of open land, a tractor might be better. You know, I would love to have bought a tractor as a better price, but you know, we live where we live. Here, they'd be useless. I couldn't even turn it around in any of the places that I go. Where this, man, you can pretty much zero turn. Now, you will destroy the yard if you do that without putting some plywood down. Lessons learned. So, what can you move? Where can you park it? What kind of work do you want to do? Do you want to own a bunch of attachments? Do you want to rent the attachments? These are all things you'll want to consider. I'll do another video talking about, I did look at a few different units before I bought this one, and they all have their pros and cons. They're all great. They all got the same Kubota motor in them, you know, but they're built a little different for different purposes. So just something to think about, and I'll start trying to put these out daily, you know, during the week, plus some other kind of advertisement type videos. But if I can ever help, you know, locally here in Central Texas, just reach out and I'd be happy to give you an estimate. God bless, and y'all have a good day.